going on, YouTube? Average Guys Podcast, featuring average guys like me and you, trying to make better lives for ourselves and for our loved ones. I'm going to try to make it quick today. We got a little bit to unpack here on Maca Root, so let's talk about it, man. I told y'all I was going to give y'all some conversation on herbs and some of the vitamins that I take and all that. So we got, I'm going to do a little series on it, man. It's going to be, I'm going to do it in parts. So each episode, I'm going to reveal another herb or vitamin that I take and kind of explain it a little bit to you. So first and foremost, shout out to my wife, man. It's our anniversary, 9 years, so we made it over this statistical hump. I guess I'll talk about that in another video, but yeah, 9 years. Apparently the chances that we're gonna end a divorce decrease, so shout out mommy. Shout out my sister-in-law for the kind words that she expressed to me yesterday during a conversation with her and my brother. I definitely appreciate those words. At this time, it's not often that I get compliments in that way regarding my character. You know what I'm saying? So for somebody to actually feel me out, understand me, know what real is, as opposed to everything else around us, which is, I'm not gonna call fake, but it's something else for sure. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate it, man, and how important it is for a woman to express that, not only to the man that's, you know, that she might be married to or in a romantic relationship with, but to spread that out to the others in her community. I mean, that is the definition of what I consider a femininity. That is the most important function, the most universal function that is unique to only women, and what makes y'all unique and special in our community and societies. Not every woman can reproduce, right? But every woman can be kind, and we're gonna have to get back to that. So I appreciate you. Anyway, so on to this health. We got Maca Root today. So you know, I introduced y'all to you know, the dieting and then exercising because I didn't want you guys to start taking these supplements and thinking it's a cure-all. I believe that's a quick way to well, cause worse issues in your body as time goes on. I have a strong opinion regarding professional bodybuilders at the, you know, Mr. Olympia, on the Olympia stage, and what they do with their bodies as far as eating inflammatory foods and things that are going to make their muscles look large, but going ahead and pumping whatever, you know, they use steroids in that industry at the highest levels. It's obvious, and they're not really quiet about it. And but anyway, and when you're doing that, you're creating a lot of high testosterone levels, which is causing your heart to work extra hard, and it's forcing blood through veins that are becoming inflamed because of the food you're eating, and that's going to create back pressure and pipes under pressure, they burst. So, you know, heart attacks and strokes can occur, guys. So you gotta be cautious. The food and the exercise, diet and exercise, you can't get around that. Get your ass up, stop being lazy, and that's why I introduced it in the way that I did. So at this time, we'll further your education a little bit. Maca Root. So this is a plant from the cruciferous family. It's related to broccoli, like bok choy, cabbage, a lot of the household common vegetables we eat. Yeah, it's said to naturally boost your health and vitality and sexual function. We're talking about energy levels. It does all that. Essentially, what they call this is a superfood, right? And it is just that. It's a food. Now, the way you eat it, you're going to eat it in a non-conventional way. You're not going to actually consume the entire plant. I've never actually eaten the entire plant myself. I've never seen it in person. But it is the root of a plant, and what they do is they grind it up. They'll gelatinize it, which I forget what that means exactly, but it's a way of making it more easily absorbable into your bloodstream. So if anybody knows more about gelatinization, you hit me in the comment section. Anyway, so it's the same family as cauliflower, broccoli, and bok choy, and all those kinds. It's grown in the higher altitude regions in South America and in Peru. So it's a Peruvian plant. It requires those extreme conditions in order for it to grow, and it's being shipped worldwide at this time, and consumed, you know, by pretty much the world at mass at this time. I suspect it's going to be quite expensive to get your hands on Maca Root eventually, and it may even replace these soy fields and things like that if we can find space. I guess if they got enough space in those areas where it likes to grow, or if we can emulate that elsewhere, that'd be good. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of good and unique properties with this vegetable. So it's considered an adaptogen, and all that means is it makes your body able to adapt to stressful conditions internally, right? What it does is it balances your hormones by decreasing cortisol levels. Now, there's a bit of argument in the community, the nutrition community, as there always is and probably always will be, right? Because we're so genetically diverse at this time. Who can tell what we actually should be eating as individuals? But you know, so there's no one size fit all. So we don't know. But in this case, we don't really. I think there's some argument as to whether or not it's actually boosting testosterone directly, or whether it's indirectly boosting it by decreasing other hormones that would decrease. So does it boost testosterone? I mean, I believe it does. If it boosts it indirectly, I would call it a booster. You understand what I'm saying? So and for women, it doesn't boost testosterone in women. It actually regulates the hormones, and this is what it's really doing, right? It's optimizing your body for performance, which is why you got to diet and exercise properly in order to get the full benefits of all the medicines, or not medicines, or well, I guess you can call them medicines, but all of the natural remedies that I'm going to suggest here and in the future. So yeah, it helps balance your hormones by lowering cortisol, which is a stress and aging hormone. So yeah, but Dr. X, I was listening to Dr. X, and he does believe it raises your T levels. Yeah, it does. It boosts energy. So, and I can tell you anecdotally. So I've been taking this herb for about 7 years. I heard about it. Long story short, I heard about it from a guy who said it boosts energy, and I did my research, found out it actually boosts libido as well. These are two things I was struggling with, as I said in one of my previous videos. These are two things I was struggling with bad about 7, 8 years ago, 6, 7 years ago, however long ago, and it did help. I was able to rise in the morning without hitting that snooze button 3, 4, 5 times. I was able to go to sleep at night, but not early, going to sleep a little later. So it decreased the amount of sleep that I required, because I was getting probably, I would argue, more quality sleep. I don't wear one of those Oura rings, anything like that, like an Apple Watch or anything for my sleep, but I would imagine that I'm getting more quality sleep because I'm waking up and I'm feeling well rested with less hours. Right? So throughout my life, 7 hours is about what I need. As I started getting older and I started realizing all these different issues, my hair falling out, my libido going down, my energy levels decreasing, yeah, my sleep, I require more hours of sleep. And when I would wake up from, like, let's say 8.5 hours of sleep, I had no energy, guys. I wasn't getting up feeling well rested, and so that's one of those telltale signs of low testosterone. So, but it's worked on all of that. So all right, so as far as, so how does this stuff taste, right? It's a mild taste. It tastes kind of buttery, right? It's not pungent or it isn't real bitter or anything like that. No, it's actually pretty mild. I would think you could cook with it, though I've never applied heat to it because I don't want to damage whatever molecular structures are in there and compounds, that I need to ingest. So I just take the gelatinized powder form, and I've blended it in smoothies, all right, and it makes the smoothie, gives it a real creamy and buttery texture. It tastes really good actually when you mix it with like a fruit smoothie or anything like that. Whatever type of smoothies you want to drink. Some people put it in coffee. I don't really like to do that because really when you put it in a blender, it pulverizes it. So I was going to describe its texture next. When you put it in a liquid, it tends to clump up real bad, and so I don't put it in coffee because that makes it extremely hard to stir and mix, and I couldn't really get it to break down to where it's not just sticking in my teeth and stuff like that, right? You'll understand when you actually start to use it or take it. If you get the powder form, you'll definitely understand what I'm talking about. It's kind of like, it has the kind of same texture when wet as maybe cinnamon does. So yeah, that'll give you a good idea. There's 3 colors. If I'm not mistaken, so there's black, yellow, and red, and red and black are they give benefits to each sex, right? So like I think if you're a man, you're supposed to take the black. If you're a female, you take the red, right? And it works on your specific endocrine system, and it optimized for your sex. I'm not sure which one is which, but there's definitely a sexual difference between those two. But the yellow is the neutral, and yellow could be taken by men and women. So that's what we buy in my house. I just supply the hell out of it. I just make sure we have, you know, stockpiles of it, and we take it regularly. So yeah, we've been taking it for years. I finally got my wife to start taking it probably like 3 years ago, and it's really changed her life. I mean, it's changed her life in some really significant ways, right? So and mine as well. It's very important to have this at my house at all times. You know what I'm saying? So what I've noticed though is it does kind of create acne to the extent that, like, let's say, I don't know, it puts me back kind of where I'm in high school or something like that, right? But my wife, she says that, you know, it's definitely not enough acne to, you know, put you off from taking it. So, you know, she still takes it. I've been taking it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they're pimples, they pop. So what, you know what I'm saying? The benefits way outweigh the cons. So, and finally, the dose, right? So I bought the 750 milligram capsule. Walmart has recently started supplying Maca Root in powder form and in capsule forms. I'll take the capsule form because I don't want to deal with mixing it. I live in a truck, so it's, you know, I pretty much just consume water consistently. I don't want to have to sit there and stir nothing up. I don't care if it tastes good. I just need to get it down and get it in so I can get the effects. I don't really worry about how stuff tastes too much. But so I take the capsules, the 750s. That's 750 milligrams, right? Well, apparently on the low end, what's recommended is to take up to and exceeding 3,000 milligrams, right? So that's 3 grams, up to 5 grams, guys. So I mean, you can really dose this stuff. Now, I you know, like I said, I take a 750 a day, and if I'm gonna be home and I really want to have a little bit more energy, a little bit more sexual stamina, you know what I'm saying? So I go ahead and take you know, maybe an extra one that'll take me up to like half the recommended dosage. You get what I'm saying? And again, for me, it's because it does cause acne. So I try to, you know, I don't want to walk around with like cysts and pimples and shit all over. You know what I'm saying? We try to keep the skin as clean as possible. But you know, but some people, like my cousin, for instance, he doesn't get a lick of acne in response to using Maca Root. So so guys, yeah, there it is. That's the first one for this series, Maca Root, man. And you know, it really, you know, it's really really widely used right now. Really widely used at this time. I'm not the only one. I've been doing it, like I said, for about 7 years. I haven't noticed any negative side effects besides if I'm not taking it, I don't feel as good as when I am taking it. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, you know, you know, no random growths. I haven't noticed any type of gynecomastia, anything like that. You know, libido functionality is, you know, where I would like it to be. You know, I'm not you know, I'm not overly, you know, enthusiastic, you know, but I'm not under enthusiastic. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it really just puts you right where you want to be. You find that sweet spot. So yeah, you guys, like I said, but please do not ignore the first 2 videos, man. You're gonna start, get your damn diet right, because if you, one thing I did find in closing, one thing I did find that if I don't eat properly and if I don't work out, but mostly if I don't eat properly, what ends up happening, and this video is gonna start messing up on me. Yep, all right, there we go. So one thing that I found that will happen is that if I'm not getting my the right amount of cholesterol intake, in other words, my olive oils and my fats, it doesn't do its job. The compounds won't work. So you're gonna have to do that part of it, people. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you sit there and eat improperly, you're gonna suffer. You're gonna fall asleep in the middle of the day if you eat carbohydrates just the same as you would. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So you got to take care of that, and working out, that increases your blood flow. So that makes sure that all the chemical compounds and everything get to where they need to go. All right. So yeah, and also you have a gauge on if it's changing your strength, if your performance is suffering on or off, how you feel on and off. You get a real gauge if you're actually hitting the weights. Oh, I could do 2 reps of this, or 2 reps. Well, I could do 20 reps of this today, but I can't do that today. I can only get up to like 12 to 15. For some reason, I feel weaker. Yeah, I mean, what we're doing is we're trying to figure out how to optimize our body's strength and performance, and that does translate to the workforce. If you're not in the gym hitting the weights, you're gonna lose out here. You're not gonna outwork me. So all right, y'all, look, that was the first video. Y'all take it easy. Check it out, like, subscribe, share. Check out my other videos on keto. Check out my other video with my workout. And man, y'all like, subscribe, share again, and I'll catch y'all next time, man. Peace.